Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is a dark fantasy adventure game that was released in 2013 for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and mobile. It was the first game by Joseph Fares, a Swedish film director who later went on to make A Way Out and It Takes Two. The story is set in a fantasy medieval world and follows two brothers on their quest to find a cure for their ill father. The cure they journey for is the magic water in the Tree of Life. To get there, however, they must face many perilous situations and push themselves past their limits. What makes this game more unique than others is that you control both brothers at the same time on one controller. I've played a game like this before, The Adventures of Cookie and Cream, way back in 2001 on PlayStation 2. It can get a bit disorienting, especially if the brothers are on the opposite side of their controls. The camera is above them for the most part, and they cannot stray too far from each other. They're usually together, but there are puzzles that split them up. You need to figure out the trick to progressing, being it distracting an enemy while the other sneaks past, or stealing livestock to use for your benefit. There's no combat for the most part, you mostly need to be stealthy or tricky. There are abilities that are exclusive to each brother. The younger brother cannot swim, and the older brother cannot fit through gaps in fences or cages. The language they speak is fictional, but you can generally get the gist of what they're saying based on their body language and the way they say things. They can both interact with many objects, people, and animals, and how they do so is very different from each other. The older brother is usually very polite, and the younger one likes teasing people. He has some skills that his brother doesn't, and it was pretty funny to see a cat get mad when the older brother held her, but then snuggled up to the younger one. The younger one also knows how to play the harp, and his brother does not. The beginning of the game is very sad. It starts by letting you know that they lost their mother to drowning, and the younger brother feels guilty for not being able to save her. The further they go, the more dangerous and depressing you learn their world is. While their village is fairly peaceful, you will find a kidnapped troll in a cage, a man attempting to hang himself after his home burned down and he lost his family, a weak and injured griffin on the brink of death, the corpses of dead giants from a war, and a cult of soldiers who want to sacrifice a woman. The worst part for me was trying to get away from an invisible snow monster. Despite there being no dialogue, or understandable dialogue, there is so much to the world. Some things you'll never find out specifics, and you need to figure it out for yourself. The world is very detailed and can be beautiful or bleak. You can tell there's inspirations from other games like Eco and The Last Guardian. I also saw some things that were referenced in A Way Out, and that was pretty neat. The only complaint I have is controlling both of them at the same time on the same controller. I beat it first by myself and had many struggles, and then played again with my husband, each of us controlling one side of the controller. We did not struggle. He's left-handed and I'm right-handed, so it works out. I would have preferred an option to use two controllers for a co-op mode, but whatever. This is a really good game, and it's fairly short, but it's packed with detail. The story is really dark and depressing, though you wouldn't tell by the cover art and art style, especially the first village, but it gets progressively worse as you trek on. Just a warning to anyone who isn't aware of it. Thank you for watching the video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content, comment if you've played this game and how you played it. Single player with you controlling both, or multiplayer like your co-op, whatever, like I did with my husband. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon. You guys mean so much to me. I'm so glad people are supporting me. I also have some merch on Redbubble, so you can check that out if you want and maybe buy stuff of me, I guess. Thank you for watching.